Yeah, I think transparency is key for that, right? A lot of property investors can be frustrated with the relationship they have with a property manager that's maybe not using advanced technology or trying to bring new technology to the forefront and doing property management on spreadsheets and things like that, which still happens out there. And so we've really spent a lot of time building and developing our own proprietary systems that allow a lot of transparency with our property owners, allow them to give input where they want to, and also just kind of sit back and watch things happen when they want to as well. And as far as internally, what we found works best is we're really a departmentalized property management company versus a portfolio management. And what I mean by that is rather than going and hiring a really smart guy like John and saying, John, here's your 120 homes to manage and you do everything. You got to lease them, coordinate maintenance, collect the rent, handle any evictions that might come up, all that kind of stuff. We have departments throughout the organization that handle different tasks of property management. So we have a group of rent collectors that all they do all day long is collect rent, make sure the money's coming in on time, track it down. And the amazing thing is when you start to specialize like that, you can really find and hire people who love doing that task. There's not tons of people in the world that love to collect rent all day, but when you find them, it's awesome. They're passionate about it. And the best thing is they don't forget. You don't run into a situation where a maintenance request or a lease signing happens or something else happens and you don't get to the rent collection part, right? And the same thing with maintenance. We have a whole group of maintenance coordinators that take the maintenance requests, look at them and understand if it's a tenant responsibility or a landlord or homeowner responsibility. They understand what the pricing should be in certain markets for these types of things, negotiate with our vendors to get the best pricing, et cetera. So we really broke it up to make sure we have, subject matter experts that work on all aspects of property management. And then we've got the technology to make sure that all the lines don't get crossed when people are working on it. So that's kind of how we do it internally. Everyone does a little bit differently, but we found that's the way we can continue to scale our business and also deliver great results, whether it's, data and KPI results and property performance, or just a good customer experience for our clients as well.
Yeah. So, and I really understand how separating the roles like that can be beneficial for specialization and growth and handling all those different properties. I myself used to be a property manager, and I was kind of in a different model where I had a portfolio that I was responsible for.
Right.
And I think the big benefit for that model is I knew what everything was going on.
Yep.
But the downside was I got really overwhelmed.
Right.
And it was hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah. There's definitely pros and cons to both. I think portfolio management, you can probably have deeper relationships with the tenants that are in the property because you're the only person that's doing work or interacting with them. And maybe even deeper relationships with the property investor at the same time. We try and do to overcome that, again, is really leverage on and lean on technology and a great system internally where anyone who's working on a property or taking on a task on a property at any given time can see the history of what's been happening, follow up with a tenant on maybe a rent collection issue while they're having a conversation with them about maintenance. So it tries to keep it cohesive, but we do have to lean on technology to do that. And sometimes you sacrifice some of the maybe more personal interaction you can get from having one person do all of those tasks. But I think we're a little biased because it's how we do it. But we believe that the pros outweigh the cons, and it allows for a pretty good experience overall, and most importantly, good property performance.
Yeah. Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.